I'm back. Did you miss me? I know the tone of my videos so far has been kind of lighthearted, but this one's going to be more hideous, low-key. I don't know how many people clicked onto this, but if you are expecting like help or advice, then this is not what you need to see. I'm going to be spilling my gory details. I'm not offering any solutions, more so confessions. And the point of this video really is to kind of fossilize the mental state that I'm in early 2026, so that hopefully it can be like a record that I look back on and I can see how far I've come. At least that's the idea. So yeah, let's get into it. This is my condition. So before my hair thing, for as long as I can remember, I've had weird habits that if I didn't do them, then I'd feel this intense unease. I'd feel like I was covered in dirt and had spiders crawling all over me and they were digging into my skin and they were laying their eggs and they were, right, not literally, but that kind of dread, that kind of angst. In your own time, please. The first one I can remember was probably my symmetry thing, where if I did something with one half of my body, then I had to do it with the other one. Classic manifestation of this would be opening a door with one hand, closing it with the other, counting how many steps I take, making sure it's the same on each foot, that kind of thing. This kind of spread to other things like clothes as well. I have a certain way of putting on socks and gloves. It's the same as if they were shoes, right? There's a left one and there's a right one, and you can't put the wrong one on, right? It just doesn't make sense. I haven't labeled them or anything, I'm not that far gone, but I have this kind of way where I see which way they fold and I decide based on that. Eventually I stopped feeling so uncomfortable about asymmetry, but then I kind of developed other habits. One of them was this weird upper lip thing, which I think I started because I wanted to check if my nose was runny or not. I don't do it anymore, but I'm kind of worried about getting stuck with it, so I'll just do it once so you can see it. That's mostly the pattern with these weird behaviors. By the time I finish doing one of them, another one will have sprung up. It's like a curse. It's it goes from one manifestation to another, but I'm never rid of it. So by the time I got over the upper lip thing, I had this thing about touching the lids of bins, which I still have. I just don't like touching them. I'll do this. Pedal bins are my friend, for that reason. I also used to hate outside clothes on my bed. If my friends sat on my bed, then I'd have to wipe it down with anti-bac wipes as soon as they left. And thankfully I'm over that one too. Now, at this point, we've reached the final boss of annoying compulsions. You know it, you love it. Hand washing. Touch the lid of a bin, wash my hands. Touch a doorknob, wash my hands. Touch my shoelaces, wash my hands.
I can't stand touching fucking shoelaces.
And if I still don't feel clean after washing them, I can just keep going 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I can make the water hotter, anything to just make the feeling go away. Why are you doing this to yourself? Don't you know your hands are clean? Yeah, of course I know my hands are clean. Of course I know that. They don't feel clean. They feel like they're covered in dirt. They have spiders crawling all over them. It's so uncomfortable. I can't just leave it. This was all pre-2020, by the way. It got way worse when the bad thing happened. It got so bad that the skin around my knuckles started to crack open because it was so dry, and I would just have open flesh all across both my hands. Actual agony, even just to make a fist, let alone coming into contact with scalding water. And when I tried to put moisturizer on to heal it, it would sting as well. Moisturize me. It was just constant pain. Constant pain. It was such a big part of my life that I even wrote 16 bars about it. That's how strongly I felt.
I'm feeling calmer, gonna use up my good karma. Make me stronger, make me faster, cause I really can't lose today. I suit up, put on my armor. You're gonna have to hit me harder. One way to get to the embalmer. Wouldn't wanna lose such a pretty face. Wouldn't wanna waste all my precious time. My bloody knuckles oversee the light. I'll lift the burning bros, I'll let it shine. No mercy in the war, inside my mind. I wash hands on a beat, feel the water steaming through my teeth. I stand over the sink and I think, how am I gonna get rid of this disease? Boom, I just invented Grimo. Grime and Screamo, trademark. Anyone does that after me, they're copying. I just realized how many Aeneid references there are in those bars. I'm such a neek. Oh my god, that's awful. Did you seek therapy?
Well, I went to my school counsellor, but after years of talking with him, like, I never felt like he helped me. I still do all the things I do. It felt like Groundhog Day with him, because every session he'd be like, so tell me what's on your mind. Also, I didn't really feel comfortable talking to him because he just frowned at me all the time. And like, there's just something in my brain which doesn't let me talk to someone if they're frowning at me. I was also on a waiting list for cognitive behavioral therapy with someone from CAMS, except it took 2 years and it was online. And I really didn't get a lot from that. Like, I kind of struggled to pay attention since it was online and it didn't really solve anything. The therapist guy was really nice, but like I said, it wasn't working out. I'm just not very good at therapy.
I hate psychotherapists.
I've never been like formally diagnosed with OCD, even though every like GP, counsellor, therapist that I've talked to about my habits thinks that I have it. As a result, I've never been prescribed any medication to do with it, which, I mean, I kind of find the idea of taking medication to change your behaviour a bit like unsettling, but it means that I never got hooked on chemicals like Tony Soprano did. I'll tell you what I did get hooked on though, CALPOL. Oh my god, like, that's insanely irresponsible letting children have something that delicious. I'm like chemically dependent on that flavour. I can still remember how it tastes. I'm not about to buy CALPOL for recreational purposes because the fuck. So I'm going to be making, yes, that's CALPOL. We've got our ingredients here. We've got purple Skittles, purple fruit pastels. Because I'm a woke vegetarian and these are the only sweets that don't have gelatin. This grape flavour thing and this. I'll stick them all in here and shake it about. Right, first step. Okay. What am I doing with my... I'll start with this. It's not fizzing over, which I thought it would do. It smells like purple, which is what I'm going for. CALPOL should be enjoyed with a spoon, right? It actually tastes a lot like CALPOL. It tastes like shockingly like CALPOL. I didn't think that would work.
But one day, something happened that changed everything.
Yeah, gotta warn you, it is like pink flamingos level revolting, so you can skip to this time if you want to miss my vivid description of it. I won't be offended. Jump to when I used to live in this tall, semi-detached Victorian house, and there was a toilet on the middle floor, and one day it flooded and there was just disgusting water everywhere. It drenched through the ceiling, it was in the kitchen, and if this wasn't clean water, this was filthy water, right? Absolutely everywhere in the kitchen, and it was filthy. It smelled like shit. It was everywhere. It was disgusting. And we had carpets as well, so it just drenched through that, and it was disgusting and musty and just damp for days and days and days. But the silver lining was that literally nothing in my everyday life could cause that same level of discomfort. Like, the discomfort that used to make me wash 3 or 4 times just didn't feel like anything next to the flooding incident. So I kind of escaped my hand washing compulsion through exposure therapy, I guess. I wish I could tell my younger self that it's fine, you don't have to live like this forever. Like, now, my knuckles aren't wide open and bleeding all the time, and I don't obsessively wash my hands as much. But I would be lying if I said I was completely cured of like everything, because on top of the compulsions that I still live with, the pandemic era let me grow my hair out longer than it'd ever been before, and that led to a whole different problem. So far, I've been kind of conscious to stay pulling and not pulling out. I know the term trichotillomania exists, but I'm not sure that's what I'm experiencing, because instead of plucking my hairs out, I'll more like twirl my curls. I still shed a lot of hair all the same, and it's really uncomfortable. It like gives me splitting headaches if I do it long enough. I mean, I've washed my hair now, but usually my hair's like pretty naturally oily, and it just feels really nice on my fingers. It's hard to explain. It's soothing at first, but it hurts a lot, and it's something I don't have control over, and it's just really annoying. I tend to do it more when my hands are occupied, or if I'm like bored or stressed. Over Christmas, I didn't have my guitars because both of them are in the flat. There's my acoustic, and my electric's in another room, and that's kind of my go-to whenever I'm feeling like anxious or anything. So instead of doing that, my hands just naturally went up into my scalp and started pulling. I have this logic though that if I'm gonna wash my hair the next day, then it's fine, I can pull as much as I like, because it's gonna reset anyways. Like, I've washed my hair this morning and last night I was pulling a lot. I didn't record it though because I just do it without realizing. I didn't clock how much I was doing it in the last video until I was editing. It's just so annoying. It feels like I don't have control over my body and I'm like actually hurting myself.
Feeling like a loser, feeling like a bum.
Sometimes I ask my friends and family to tell me to stop if they notice it, but the thing is they won't, and I just do it so much without realizing myself, and also that's kind of placing a burden on them when it's really my problem, I feel.
Just sit on your hands if you have to. Just don't do it.
How's about being normal? That's so fucking hard? Actually, yeah, Paulie. For some of us, it is.
It really sucked, because I didn't know anyone else who pulled their hair. I went to an all-boys school for 5 years.
Cringe, cringe, cringe.
And I had the longest hair out of anyone I knew. And none of the girls that I met in sixth form or outside of school pulled their hair. Not that I know of, at least. The only person who I'd ever heard talk about hair pulling was Sean Head.
I actually have an obsessive compulsive disorder. I have had trichotillomania since I was 11 years old.
And yeah, I know she's like controversial and problematique, but I watched a lot of her videos when I was younger, and I don't know, it's made me feel less ashamed to see someone famous openly talk about hair pulling. So, you know, excuse me. In making this video, I found out that Megan Fox also apparently had trichotillomania, which also makes me feel less ashamed because she's such a diva, and Jennifer's Body's like one of my favorite movies. If it's bothering you so much, why don't you just cut your hair? No! I like my hair. Also, funny you should ask, when I was 17, I was actually possessed by a demon, which made me shave all my hair off. And I went from this to this. But even that didn't stop my compulsion, because when I had short hair, I would just keep stroking it, and then I pulled the second my hair was long enough to do it. It didn't solve anything. Jump to when I was 18 and this happened. And I had an urge to just purge my facial hair. I'd stand in front of a mirror and try to tweeze all my stubble out, but it just kept growing back. Recently, I even worked out that I can, if I squeeze my stubble like a pimple, it'll just pop out. But I'm really trying not to do that because I'm getting laser done and that shit's expensive, so I want it to be as effective as possible. So yeah, I think that pretty much brings us up to date. Thank God. Fuck. As I've hopefully demonstrated, I really don't want to pull my hair, and I've tried a lot of things to make it stop. Whenever I search up like how to stop pulling hair on YouTube, it's always someone trying to sell something, or they're just like so like insanely vague. It's just not helpful. It kind of makes me feel hopeless. But then my rational side is like, yeah, but people like, you know, overcome hair pulling all the time. You just haven't found out what works yet.
You just haven't earned it yet, baby. You must suffer and cry for a longer time.
Making this video has made me like seriously consider going to therapy again. Yes! Finally! But in any case, I know I'm staring down the barrel of a waiting list, so it's not going to be immediate or anything.
I don't like to end on a down note.
In my next video, I'll talk about how I came to love my curly hair, and then after that, I'll talk about something else, I promise. I've discovered how much fun YouTube is as a medium, and I'm really excited to make more like ambitious videos. So subscribe if you want to see me do more stupid things, and cheers. Cheers.
Glory to noxxanimo!
Oh my god, I'm gonna get addicted to that. And that's the end. Okay, cool.
Like and subscribe.
like.
Why so curious?